Hey guys, what it do? It's your boy Supreme Uchiha the God. I want to talk about Yuta and why I think he might actually be the most honored one out of every sorcerer ever in history. He might have the highest potential out of every sorcerer ever. Now, listen, we don't really know about Sukuna's, youth and how strong he was as a youth, right? So then you might be thinking, if we don't know how strong young Sukuna was, how can we say Yuta is the most honored one, the most gifted one? And I will explain why. You don't have to agree with me because this is just why I think that is the case. And yes, I know Yuji is built different because he was literally made to be different, right? But Yuta was just like that. He wasn't a surrogate, not a surrogate, like a test tube baby, like like Yuji was. He was just born elite. That's it. He is in the lineage of Gojo, the Gojo clan. So obviously he's naturally gifted. But as we know, the rest of the Gojo clan is not nearly as gifted as Gojo, because Six Eyes and Limitless just makes you the most gifted. Period. Right? Uh, and I don't think Sukuna as a young kid was as gifted as Yuta either, only because he's still learning a bunch of stuff that I think Yuta at now what 17 already knows. You know what I'm saying? Or just learned. You know what I'm saying? Sukuna's a genius. Gojo's a genius. These guys are peerless geniuses, if you may. But I think Yuta is actually above them both. Now you can credit that to Yuta having Gojo as a teacher, right? Because he's so gifted that he actually got what Gojo was saying, unlike everybody else. Because listen, he learned reverse cross energy in months. Gojo was in the Jujutsu world as a prodigy, being taught everything he could, and didn't know it till like 16, bro. You know what I'm saying? He still took him like 16 years. Yuta was a sorcerer for a year, and in less than a year knew not only how to reverse curse energy, he knew how to positive curse energy. He knew how to heal others and himself. Within a year, bro. I don't know if you know how insane that is. I don't think people understand how insane that is. The only sorcerers in the series that we know for a fact that can do both are Sukuna and Yuta. And what's her name? Obviously, if you can use positive to heal others, you can heal yourself. And the girl that's I can't remember her name. I'm sorry, I can't remember her name. But Gojo's crush, his female crush, not his male crush. That's ghetto. You know what I'm saying? His female crush. Those are the only three characters in the whole series that can do both. Now we don't know if Kenjaku can probably do both. I'm not gonna lie to you, but he's never showcased positive energy because he don't be healing nobody. He's the most evil motherfucker in the fucking verse. You know what I'm saying? So he just don't be healing nobody. But that's the beauty of it here. Yuta is on the same scale when it comes to and as Sukuna when it comes to that shit, because he can do both. Gojo, the guy with the highest, he can do anything he tries. Can't do it. Still has not figured that shit out. Right? But Yuta can do it. And in the time period that Yuta has been a sorcerer for like 1.5 years, 2 years, that's insanity. That's insanity. He only became a sorcerer a year before Yuji, and he's like infinitely stronger. It does not make sense. It does not make sense. He's so OP. You can credit it to Rika, a lot of it, but that's fine. But the problem is, reverse curse energy, he had to learn that himself. Positive curse energy, he had to learn that himself. Right? So, this is it. This is why I think he's the most gifted. He has half of Sukuna's curse energy. I don't know if you know, that's a lot, because Sukuna is fucking surviving out here, bro. He is surviving against Gojo. Now, this is also what makes Gojo insanely impressive, because Gojo has less than Yuta's. So he is less than half of Sukuna's curse energy, and yet he is matching him bar for bar, word for word, because his efficiency is that much higher. Even though Sukuna's efficiency is almost as much as Gojo's. But Gojo can extend his little bit by bit so much that he's keeping up with Sukuna. Right? So even though it seems that Sukuna is healing a lot more, doing a lot more, but Gojo has, bro, reverse curse energy every fraction of a second, the first 3 domains. Every fraction of a second, it was just reverse curse energy, reverse curse energy, reverse curse energy, in order to heal himself. So it just showcases Yuta's potential. Now imagine this is Yuta after 1 or 2 years. It took Gojo 17. Let's say he started training sorcery at 8. It took him like nearly 10 years, 7 years, 6 years to learn reverse curse energy. And he's like 30 now, and he still doesn't know positive. He doesn't know how to heal others, and yet Yuta does. Yuta can do both within 2 years or less, huh? Now, Gojo is a horrible teacher and is also a horrible student. So, it kind of makes sense. He kind of figures shit out as he goes. Like, somebody tried to teach you reverse curse, you know what the fuck they was talking about. The moment he needed that bitch, oh, shit, I get it now. Shit, I need that shit. Do it. You know what I'm saying? So, it's interesting. He might have learned positive energy now, but it still took him like 30 years to do that shit. Yuta did that shit in 2 years. Bro, Yuji, our protagonist, can't do reverse curse energy, can't do positive. He can't even use curse. He don't even know he barely knows what his fucking curse technique is, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yuta figured out that he was copied within months. Did copying better than the people he copied, bro. Like, that's, like, do you see what I mean? Second highest curse energy that we've met so far in the whole series. Potential to have way more curse energy, considering he doesn't even have the Rika that he had in Zero. In Zero, that Rika had way more curse energy, potentially, right? As a result, he probably had as much curse energy as Sukuna, so he got nerfed. But then he turned up his skills enough to outmatch and outpace the previous version of himself. Come on, bro. Bro, Yuta has to be the most gifted guy in the whole series, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. That's why when I hear people throw dirt at his name, throw disrespect at his name, I'm like, man, I can't take that shit, because that's fake news, bro. That's fake news. And you know what else? People like, he's nervous, he's sweating, he's nervous. He was sweating and nervous throughout Zero, and he was still murking and killing and winning every single fight, baby. That's just Yuta. He's too, I'm not as strong. Oh my God, that's Yuta, bro. He's just like that, bro. That's why I don't even believe he's a carry statement that Carry is stronger than when he's on the road. Okay, stronger than you in what version though, Yuta? Stronger than you base? Stronger than you with Rika out? Stronger than you in what version, Yuta? You ain't fucking specified, bro. And that's the problem, bro. That's the problem. But this is why I think that Yuta is the most gifted, most talented, most highest potential character in the whole series. Now, that does not mean that he's going to live up to those expectations. Does not mean he's going to survive the whole series. But if we just look at what has happened throughout and what has transpired throughout the story and where he's at in the time frame, he's easily the most gifted. But let me know what you guys think. It's been your boy Supreme Uchiha the God, and Mikey's a close third. I'm out.